embodied in athletes like Tommie Smith and John Carlos, who turned American sports culture on its head in the late 1960s.
There's Questad. It's a good start. And Carlos, as usual, has burst out of the blocks. Tommie Smith running pretty well so far. And in lane 2, Bambouk is strong on the outside. It's Edwin Roberts. It's John Carlos right now. It's Carlos and Smith. And here comes Tommie Smith. Smith has done it with his hands in the air.
They won a gold and a bronze medal at the '68 Olympics. And what they did next couldn't stand in starker contrast to today's depoliticized, sanitized, and hyper-commercialized sports world. They didn't pull a Jordan at the 1968 Olympics and use their platform on the global stage to protect an endorsement deal. No. These guys had a point to make. As they walked to the platform, they took off their shoes and carried them to protest poverty in America. They wore beads to protest lynching, and John Carlos even unzipped his jacket, a violation of Olympic protocol, to represent, as he told me, his working buddies, black and white, back home in New York City. And in perhaps the most famous gesture in Olympic history, they raised their fists during the national anthem to show solidarity with the civil rights movement. Their symbolic gesture inspired millions around the world, but their punishment was swift and severe.
Good morning to you. The Olympic Games are 1 week old today, and yesterday, the 6th day, was the most dramatic so far. It started with the news that the Black Power disciples Tommie Smith and John Carlos, the Olympic 200 meters gold and bronze medalists, had been suspended by the United States Olympic Committee and given 48 hours to leave Mexico.
I had said that if there were any demonstrations at the Olympic Games by anyone, the participants would be sent home.
Smith and Carlos were expelled from Olympic Village. Their athletic careers were ruined. For years, they received death threats and were treated like traitors to their country. They couldn't find good jobs. Their wives and children suffered.
Do you think the Olympic Games are the right place to do this kind of thing? That you ought to use this as a kind of world stage?
David, since we are athletes, although I am a teacher, but I'm not a politician, we use this so the whole world could see the poverty of the black man in America.
At the same time, cynics might say that you've got it all. You've got publicity, you've got medals, you've got martyrdom as well. What are you going to say to that?
I can't eat that. And the kids around my block, they grew up with me, they can't eat it. And the kids that's going to grow up after them, they can't eat publicity. They can't eat gold medals, as Tommie Smith said. All we ask for is equal chance to be a human being. And as far as I see now, we're 5 steps below the ladder. And every time we try and touch the ladder, they put their foot on our hands and don't want us to climb up.
Moments like these are a crucial part of the history of American sports, part of a long legacy of struggle and courage in the face of injustice that has largely been forgotten as politics has come to be considered not only inappropriate in the arena of sports, but actually antithetical to it. We want so much to see sports solely as an arena of play, not seriousness. But here's the thing. This can cheapen not only the greatness and relevance of sports to us as a society, but also the courage of athletes. And we do an injustice to them and to what's best about sports when we sanitize the past and rip athletics out of the political and cultural context it has always been a part of. Keeping our mouths shut in the face of injustice may help us make fun of others and silence them, and assure that we stay popular with the keepers of normality. But real courage means standing up when it's not popular, and real men and real women don't ask permission to raise their fists.